You know that sensation you get when a place seems to breathe all on its own, when the walls exhale memories and the floorboards mutter names you have never spoken aloud. That chill glides over you the moment you push open the iron gate of Carrickmore estate, a manor left to rot on the northern rim of Dublin. The police tape fluttered away months ago, yet the townsfolk still whisper about the estate as if it can hear them. You wonder, can a house absorb guilt the way stone soaks in damp? Detective Saoirse Murphy hears the same question in your heartbeat. She strides beside you, coat flapping like a crow's wing, her freckles bright against the grey morning. Her partner, Declan O'Connell, keeps pace 2 steps behind, scanning broken windows for shadows that might decide to move. You sense their contrast right away. Saoirse trusts hunches and folklore. Declan trusts lab reports and timetables. Still, here they are at Carrickmore, a place where folklore laughs at evidence and evidence whispers back. You step into the foyer, and the echo of your boot comes back twice, almost delayed, almost like a copy that forgot which decade it belongs to. Saoirse pauses, listening. "Hear that?" she murmurs. Declan raises an eyebrow, already unzipping his field recorder. The recorder clicks on, swallowing the hum of damp air. A second later, it spits out something else, an echo that does not match the sound you just made. Is it a voice? Or merely the squeal of old hinges? You lean closer because curiosity outruns fear when a mystery courts you with such intimacy. The case that dragged them here has been cold for 7 years. A missing novelist named Aidan Callery, last seen hosting an exclusive reading inside these very rooms. Guests reported a toast, candlelight, then sudden darkness. When the power returned, Callery was gone, his champagne still bubbling on the mantel. No blood, no ransom note, only his unpublished manuscript left behind, pages fluttering like frantic moths. You feel the weight of those pages now, even though they rest in evidence storage miles away. How does a man vanish inside his own celebration? Declan once called it a locked room conundrum, straight out of Doyle. But Saoirse warned him not to dismiss the land's older stories. At Carrickmore, she said, the earth remembers. You follow them into the grand ballroom. Daylight slants through cracked stained glass, painting the dust motes jade and amber. Saoirse's hand hovers over the recorder's tiny speaker, and you suddenly hear the faint lilt of an Irish folk refrain, notes from a bodhrán, a voice humming a lament. Yet no instruments sit in the room, and your company is limited to spiders and detectives. Banshee keening? Saoirse half jokes, though her eyes remain solemn. Declan scoffs but notes the timestamp all the same. For every myth, he argues, there is a measurable cause, and measuring is his comfort. They split to canvas opposite corners, and you drift with Declan toward the fireplace. He brushes soot aside and exposes a char pattern curving upward in a spiral. "Accelerant splash," he mutters. But Saoirse stands at the centre, turning slowly, as though chasing something with her ears instead of her eyes. She stops, points to the velvet drapery, and speaks your own unformed thought. Voices repeat where cloth still hangs. Sound bounces, memories stick. Then she reaches into her coat for a thermal scanner. Yes, she believes in folklore, but she also believes in tools. The scanner screen flickers, showing a pocket of colder air beneath the chandelier that should not be colder, not with sunlight pouring in. You imagine a ghost performing acrobatics overhead, yet you also imagine a cleverly hidden shaft funneling wind from somewhere secret. The secret reveals itself later that night. You return with them after dusk because this case does not respect office hours. Under moonlight, Carrickmore stretches taller, almost proud of its disrepair. Declan has summoned a mobile forensics unit. Cables worm across the lawn, powering ultraviolet lamps and dust vacuums. In their glow, you catch glimpses of Celtic knotwork etched into the outer bricks, patterns historians thought lost. Saoirse runs a gloved finger along one, tracing loops that never break. Tradition says knots trap evil, so it circles forever, she tells you. Declan replies, or maybe they're drains for rainwater erosion. The tension between wonder and reason crackles brighter than the floodlights. Inside the manor, technicians dust balustrades, while microphones dangle like fishing lines seeking sonic trout. You notice Saoirse drift again toward the ballroom centre. She closes her eyes, humming back at the house, offering it a duet. The recorder at her feet spikes, capturing a reply so sudden and clear that all chatter halts. A male voice, breathy yet insistent, says 4 words, "Look where the fall began." Declan's jaw tightens. He wants to dismiss it as stray radio, but even he looks upward, following the suggestion. The chandelier, a rusted colossus of iron vines, hangs above a parquet floor that sags in a subtle depression, as if something once crashed and never quite repaired the wound. You help them clear debris and pry up warped boards. Beneath lies compacted dirt, then ancient stone. Ground-penetrating radar pings an anomaly 2 meters down, rectangular, hollow, an oubliette, a medieval pit for prisoners, designed so the world might forget them. You feel your pulse sync with everyone else's. The notion that Aidan Callery might still be inside, a forgotten captive under his own ballroom, feels too cruel for fiction. Yet the earth does remember, and it is about to retell. The team exposes the stone lid. Saoirse kneels, lips moving in a silent prayer, while Declan guides a winch. The slab lifts, releasing a sigh of air that smells of iron and old parchment. Light streams down. No body waits below. Instead, you see a leather-wrapped cylinder and the brittle outline of fabric. Declan descends the ladder, retrieves the cylinder, and passes it up. Saoirse unrolls it carefully. Inside lies a lacquered audio reel labelled in Callery's handwriting, "My Confession." The date matches the night he vanished. Back at headquarters, you join them in the audio suite. The reel stutters to life, and Callery's voice drifts through speakers, calm yet trembling. He admits to stealing passages from emerging writers, weaving others' lives into his own fame. He feared exposure during the reading, so he staged his disappearance, planning to emerge reborn under a pseudonym. The oubliette was to be his hiding place for one night, but the chandelier collapsed earlier that day during setup, sealing the entry before he could descend. Realizing his plan failed, he fled through a servant's tunnel, leaving the reel as both apology and insurance. His final words, "Let the house echo my guilt, so truth never stays buried." You sit there, absorbing his penitent tone, and you realize the mansion has done exactly as requested. Saoirse exhales. Folklore says walls talk, because our secrets crave daylight. Science calls it resonance. Declan nods slowly, conceding that sometimes both are right. Evidence solved the cold case, yet folklore led them to where evidence lay waiting. You ask yourself, what other houses hum with unfinished confessions? What echoes are you ignoring in your own routine? In the end, the public learns that Aidan Callery lives abroad under a new name. Warrants will follow, and justice, however delayed, will knock on his door. But the more enduring story isn't about a fugitive novelist. It's about a manor that refused to stay silent, a duet between myth and microscope, and 2 detectives whose contrasts compose the perfect chord. As you step away, you carry a final thought. Whenever you hear an unexplained echo, maybe lean in instead of hurrying off. After all, what's a whisper but an invitation to listen?